Hello everyone, my name is SiC. Welcome back to Anno 1800. Today we are going to focus on getting the first building materials of the artisans in place, windows. Now in order to do that we've gone quite a long way. We have a sand mine over here, we have the glass makers, so glass is indeed being made at this very moment. However, we still need a window makers, and for that we need to wait until we have 16 tons of steel and 20 tons of bricks. Meanwhile though, we also have a farmer deficit. Now it's very slight, but it is something that we need to improve, so I think we should probably just drag out another neat little row of houses right about there. Now this is a almost perfect little square. We just have this one road sticking out. Yeah. But everything is covered, like everything has pretty good coverage from the fire station, everything has pretty good coverage from the pub, except over in this little corner, and around here a little bit, around here a little bit. It's a little bit lighter green, but it doesn't really stop anyone. Yeah, you can see this is not perfect green, but it's pretty much 96, yeah, it is 69, no, 96%, right, that's it. Right then, so after that we should of course focus on canned goods in the cannery. For that we will need cattle farms, which we could produce over here. We need red peppers, which we cannot produce over here. We have an artisanal kitchen, which we will need to make. However, that costs us 8 tons of windows. And another 8 tons of windows for the cannery. Now my idea is that we will put these farms over on our secondary island over here. Now we only have farmers up here, but we have the red pepper fertility, we have, well, these people will not require any further goods except for what they're already getting, except maybe they will need higher amounts of these goods. But for now, we can expand the town of Bastion to provide us with all of our farming needs. Right now we had a 25 plus surplus. It is now 35, but that will increase, of course. Now, as for this, I think we will need at least 2 of the cattle farms and 2 of the red pepper farms. And this requires 10 each, and this is 20 each, so 40. We need 60 people to work this. Right, now we have our small little warehouse over here, which is in the perfect spot to basically support a few more of these farms. So that's what we're going to do. We are going to put down a cattle farm right about there, and we are going to find some places to fit in some cattle fields. We need 4, so that works out pretty well. And that is now a dead-end road, so we are going to drag out a little road this way. And then we will drag another cattle farm, or place down another cattle farm right about there. And again, this will receive 4. Too bad it doesn't quite fit in there, but we could fit one in here as well. That's a bit weirdly shaped though. Let's just place one down over here like that. And then we can maybe take out this piece of road and put in a small little tree, just because we can. And this is an ornament. It does count towards the city attractiveness. Not a whole lot, obviously, but you know, overall, putting down little trees in little spots like that all over the place, it does add up eventually. Now then, what else do we need? We have 23 workers, so we actually have the amount of people we need to put down 2 of these red pepper farms as well. So we will place one down over here, connect it up to a bit of road, because it just looks kind of cool. And we are going to drag out a field for him to work. So that's 81. 90. And that's a 108. Pretty much a perfect little square. That's kind of nice. So that is farm number 1, and then we will need another red pepper farm. Let's say right about there. So we will drag out a little road, make this a crossroads. And let's see if we can start from over here and see what we can drag out. A farm field, like so. That looks pretty nice as well. Alright, now we might put in a warehouse over here later on and put some things around that. And it seems our attention is needed for something else. Let's have a quick little look. The Predator. A fearsome predator stalks us, the cabin boy whispers. Perhaps he is right, for this resupply has not been as uneventful as hoped. Only the first evening moored in this bay and a man goes missing, tracks up the beach into jungle. Many wonder how work can be expected to continue. Oh, we have several options. We could bait the creature, consumes 1 sausage, send hunters to track it. This is only plus 1% bonus success chance. That doesn't seem very cool. We have diplomacy. We could lay a trap. That's plus 4%, or leave the island altogether. But I think we guaranteed success. Well, okay. I didn't notice that at first, but with the perfect lure placed enticingly in the crook of a tree, there is an inevitability about a capture. Sure enough, yellow eyes pierce the darkness and a mighty beast pads softly over to the bait. A net is hurriedly cast about it and secured, thus leaving the expedition free to resupply unthreatened. Oh, that is awesome. We got a jaguar, which is a rare creature, and it has an attractiveness of plus 30 for our zoo. And the purchase price would have been 100,000 gold coins. That is the absolute best possible outcome. We need to accept that. And, well, we can only fit it in one of these slots. It seems pretty obvious to me that we are going to dump the flower. And we are going to keep that jaguar. Let's confirm. And then we will give our crew a ton of sausages as well. And send them on their way. Look at how little money we would have left. 1980... roughly. A little bit more now, but yeah. And then we would need 100,000 to buy a jaguar. So that is a really cool, a really good result. Meanwhile though, we need to check our route. So, we have a Viper, or not a Viper, but the Viper who is transporting these 2 goods between our islands. He can only carry 2 different kinds of cargo, which it is already doing. So that means we need a new cargo ship. Now we have the people we need, so we can simply order the production of another schooner. And let's see, in 3 minutes? Yeah, in 3 minutes that will be done. And we can continue focusing on other things. Now, meanwhile, we have the materials that we need to finish off the window maker. So let's go ahead and build that. And that is a lot of maintenance costs. Minus 200. And now we're down to minus 13. That's a bit rough. Now, we could possibly, probably, build just a few more houses. And we could be in a positive balance again. So we're going to do that. Because, well, it's not a good idea when we're this low to run a deficit. Right? So if this amount of houses solves the problem, and I'm pretty sure it will, then that will help us out quite a bit. And later on we will build an artisanal kitchen. That's another additional minus 100. And another minus 100 for the cannery. And we need 150 workers, or artisans. Well, we have 0 right about now. So yeah, we do need to upgrade some houses once again. We need more workers, and we cannot upgrade the workers right now. So this also means we need to build some houses in these slots right here. We'll build a couple there. And we will use these to upgrade into workers later on. Maybe build a few more houses right about there, or maybe like so. Well, it doesn't quite work out with the roads, so we might as well just do it like that. Right, that's weird. That's no good. Alright. So, maybe a couple more ornaments. Put down a couple of trees in these spots where nothing is happening, basically. We can put down an apple tree and a bit of grassland right there. So we have a bunch of different things all stuck together. These little bits of dead ends, like, we can fit in some trees and other nice things for the people to look at. right? And again, this all counts towards having an attractive town, which will eventually attract tourists to our zoo, and that will also really increase our balance to the positive. So I'm quite eager to do things. Now we're just going to place these a bit randomly because, well, it looks the most natural. So I'm just clicking away, not really going for anything special. Actually, no, we don't want to have the two wells this close together. We are going to put down a tree over here. And now our ship is constructed. That's good news. We can start our second trade route. Alright, so we will add the Hydra to this list. And Bastion and Nimster are going to start trading. Let us see. Beef. We are going to unload it in Nimster, and we are going to get red peppers, which we are also going to unload over here. Accept that. Send it on its way. Let's see. Beef and red peppers. Do need to rename these things. But now we have two little trading ships. That's weird. It's already over here. Two little ships going back and forth. He's bringing back hops. He should have dropped off cider over here. Let's see how we're doing on cider. 22 tons. Oh, we have a lot of work clothes as well. We can sell some of this. So we can say we want to have a minimum of 50 tons. We are going to do the same with fish. Now this is not very lucrative. It doesn't give us a whole lot of money. But every once in a while we'll get a nice little bonus. Alright, let's have another look. Ooh, that doesn't look good. The breakouts. Unfair imprisonment. While enjoying some well-deserved shore leave, a local militia seizes a dozen members of your expedition without explanation. They are taken to a fortress that's been hollowed into the sandstone cliffs that dominate the harbor. The charges against your crew prove spurious to say the least, and when a hefty sum is demanded in exchange for their release, the militia's intentions become all too plain. So we can pay the outrageous fine, we can try to break the prisoners out using our ship. This is kind of like a torpedo bomb thing, and even our Jaguar. And it gives us a plus 46% bonus chance of success, or we can leave without the captive sailors. Now I think this is a pretty good odds for Anno 1800. It seems we succeed a lot more often with a lot less good odds. So you secure an early release. Your men return to the ship and wait for nightfall. Now this easily could have backfired as well, and maybe even cost us our Jaguar. That would have really sucked. But success. At the sight of a signal flare, the prisoners anticipate your course of action and place a lit candle by the bars of each window. After careful calibration of the cannons, a second flare goes up, signaling the imminent blast. The candles extinguish in acknowledgement before the ship's guns sound. The cliff wall of the fortress crumbles away. Taking their chances, the prisoners launch themselves into the water below, just as your ship passes by. Tales of the daring rescue will be going around for years. And the morale even went up, so that is awesome. Now, morale will always go down just a little bit, but, you know, by giving them another sausage, or another ton of sausages, we can minimize this a little bit. Just continuing on would be minus 10, but we will have to do another one of these, well, adventure type things, which might still backfire. So we are always going to have to try to minimize the morale loss as much as possible. Now, let's see, we need to start doing some other things as well. Like, it would be nice to start making some cannons. We are not doing so at the moment. But we can also start selling some other things over here. So we could say we want a minimum of 100 tons of cloves before we start selling this off. We are not going to touch the cider because the cider is traded back and forth between our islands. However, soap is a good commodity to trade in. So is bread. It's just a little bit, but 100 tons gives us a nice little buffer in case things start being underproduced. Now, sausages are stable, so we are going to keep it like that. Yeah. Hopefully every once in a while we'll get a bit of money coming in, because we are down to 11,000 bucks. I will do some quests, however our ship of course is something we will very much have to rely on. And it is on expedition right now, so there's not much we can do about that. However, we have a ton of farmers, and we can upgrade some houses once these people fill up. Which they should hopefully do soon. They need 2 more in this one, 2 more in this one, yeah, 7 in this one. But they have everything they need, so this should not take too long. And then we will upgrade these houses into worker houses. And once we do that, we might put down some farms over here, or farmhouses over here as well. Create this nice little block. Now we do need to keep some space, like I think we need to keep this space for the opera house and some other things that everyone will want to have access to, the schools for example, so we will cordon this off. We might even do the opera house over here and keep this nice little park in the center. Right. Let's see, can we make... no. We can't have any ornaments from the artisan tier quite yet. We could also make a town hall. Put this over here somewhere. Would be nice, like we could even put it here, but that would break up the symmetry of our little... well, it's not exactly symmetrical anyway, but I want to keep this as a park. So, yeah. This one might provide us with benefits, however we can't even build it at the moment, so we're just going to leave it be. We are at a total population of 3,000 right now, that's kind of nice. Alright, we have a quest from the townspeople. Now we don't generally need ships for this, so let's go ahead. Hubby's a terrific firefighter, but he has a terrible habit of disappearing after his shift. Last time they found him passed out by the pub, and now I'm worried sick he might have fallen somewhere.
I shouldn't ask.
Right, the farmer's husband. Next to the pub, probably. Because that's the thing that she references to. Oh yeah, here he is.
We'll gather
and for that, we got a line fisherman. Maintenance costs of -75% for the fishery. Oh, that's pretty good actually. And we only have one fishery here. But we might need more later on. Especially we already have this over here. Now, I think later on we are going to place these somewhere else. We're going to place those on the other side of the island. Over here, probably. Just to keep our harbor clean. And give it more space for more important buildings like depots and harbor master houses and so on. Yeah.
Know a few what's turned to factory work.
What's this? Output storage is full. Ah, that's why it's so low.
Thank you.
Alright, well that makes sense. Alright, so windows are being made. The expedition is well underway. We just need to wait until we get a bit more money because... and of course we need some of these materials to come in as well, and we need the artisans to work in the artisanal kitchen. So actually what we really need to wait for is these houses to be able to be upgraded.
Whatever you do, master, keep
which
doing
they
it.
can be done now. That is awesome. Alright, so let's upgrade these. Upgrade those. And upgrade these as well. Excellent. And then we will upgrade a couple more of these houses into the artisans, because we need 150. Of course, now that we have done this, yeah, we have more requirements for the people. Now they want to have sewing machines, and they want a variety theater. Right, upgrade that one as well. And then let's have a look at our expedition. The night in jail. The prolonged stay of your ship in this harbor is not what you intended. Obscure laws were breached, and your whole crew has found themselves arrested under the pretense that the region's borders, whose nature remains unknown, were not respected. Heavily armed foreigners lead your crew through the sinuous roads of their city and into the local jail. After passing by a row of freshly hanged criminals, the sailors are locked up. Only 2 guards keep watch, their heads bobbing with fatigue. Are they underestimating your crew? We could poison the guards, but we don't have medicine. Dig an escape tunnel, or prepare for your defense for the upcoming trial. No, I think this is the only real good chance we have. It's only a plus 4% bonus, it's not much, but it will have to do. Let's see. A dead end. The crew can handle basic digging, but their progress is reluctant, slowed by the constant fear of being buried in the makeshift tunnel. At the first obstacle they encounter, a large foundation pillar which blocks the way, the sailors hurriedly agree that there's nothing more that can be done with the tunnel. They return to their cell relieved. Poison the guards. Well, we could try it again, I suppose. Well, same result. Can't really poison the guards, because I don't know how we would do this. You know what? Yeah, prepare the defense. Your defense doesn't move the judges. The trial follows obscure local laws, and their meandering unraveling goes beyond what your diplomat is used to. Her words stumble upon the judge's traps, and her lack of understanding of the legal subtleties of the situation is obvious to anyone. To the dismay of your crew, the judge's verdict is harsh. 1 month of public labor for at least half of your sailors. We could force your crew into complying, or offer to pay a fine instead. Let's have a look. Oh man. Timber, they don't want our timber. Near impossible, but of course if we would do this, it's certain. Yeah. What about the Dunite shells? Certain. Okay. Damage to sailing ships. Yeah, this is like a one-time thing. I'm probably never going to activate this anyway. So we are going to offer this as a bribe. We are going to keep our Jaguar. And your bribe attempt was successful. Bribery is a reasonable option. The payment offered satisfies the judges, who agree to let your sailors go. The crew mutter about the absurd trial and its even more absurd resolution, but their relief shows. Yeah, at least they're not dead. And again, we will provide them some extra rations. And excellent, that is good stuff. In the meantime, we have enough artisans to make the first artisanal kitchen. Except we're still waiting for the windows. And we could probably do, you know, like I said, we need 150. So let's say we upgrade this house and that house, and we have another public quest. Whoa! I long for a bucolic life. Perhaps some rural farming family might take me in and share the very precious simplicity of their lives with me.
Can any friend
Find farmers at the church, market and pub. Okay. Well, we only have one church. That should be pretty quick. Those are farmers over here. Now we have several markets. Several pubs as well. Doesn't seem to be anywhere around here, but so that's a pub, and that is a market.
I am giddy with gratitude.
And for that we get 20 tons of sewing machines. Now that is nice. That will give us an immediate boost to our finances. However, this is finite. This is not going to last forever. And while that's very cool, I'm going to pause this, because I don't want to start relying on this when I build up my infrastructure. It's nice to have the basic supply right there when we need it, and we could actually make a sewing machine factory pretty soon. We need more workers, or more artisans I mean, and we need some more steel beams, but it's certainly possible to start producing that immediately for our people, and well, I think that would be a good thing to do. We are making the windows after all, and how much does it actually cost? This is minus 500 in maintenance cost. Yeah, so this is not the first thing we are going to do. That doesn't seem very wise. We are starting with the artisanal kitchen and then moving on to the cannery. Now we need a couple more of these people, but they won't start to increase their numbers until we provide them with the canned goods. So maybe we need to upgrade one more house. That one right there. Alright. So far, so good. It's a bit of managing, especially with the low finances that we have right now. But when we look at the world map, our ship is still here. And the next thing that should happen is we would find the new region. So, then we will have to start exploring around that area a little bit, and we could start building up a secondary settlement over there. That should be very helpful indeed. Another thing we could do is providing the people with a variety theater, and we can actually say that, okay, we're going to place a variety theater right there because it, well, provides space or access to a lot of houses. And we could say we want to provide it here, but no, we need to reach the people in the back here as well. So this would be a good place for it. We're going to place a ghost image because we need to save up a lot more before we can actually build that. Well, let's have a look, because at this point we should have several tons of materials. Yeah, red peppers and beef. Oh, we got some free money. That is excellent.
A thank you for all you've done.
Right, and I think I'm going to have to... Oh, we get even more free money. I think we're going to have to use this to create a couple more farms. I think that seems like the wisest course of action because we don't have a terrible amount of money. And this is the maintenance costs. 150. It's quite a lot, but like I said, I think we need to keep up our maintenance. So, well, not keep up our maintenance, but we need to keep up the amount of tons of materials that are required. So let's see, we can drag it out like so. That's 104. This, of course, is not going to end up in a straight line, because why would it? Let's place a couple more over here. And then another cattle farm right about there. And we can fill up this space. And we have enough, actually. I thought we needed one more, but that's not the case. So that is good news. We are still very positive in our balance. Ah, and there we go. Sunken depths. Oh, we have another thing. Unusual debris floats among the waves. Mold-ridden planks of wood, strings of cloth, fragments of broken plaster, all tinted by the grey shade of time. Filled with childish excitation? Is that a word? The crew discusses the possibility of going underwater to uncover the debris' origin. We can improvise a diving bell or ignore the beckoning junk. Well, let's improvise. The homemade diving bell falls apart. The engineers specialized in complex ship machinery have no idea how to make such a simple device. Their machine departs with 2 men on board and they continue to dive while the bell itself stays afloat. When the divers emerge, the engineers take an earful and the crew are too disheartened to make a new attempt. Okay, well, we'll continue. Another ton. Ah. And now we have entered the new land. That is excellent. Alright, so we need to start exploring a little bit. We see our first island and we have access to plantains, sugarcane, cocoa, corn, and caoutchouc. And this looks like a reasonably sized island. That's pretty good. Actually, it's not terribly big. We will explore a little bit more. And you start the new one. First, let's go for the newspaper.
I am Isabel Sarmento, and I will see my country freed. Are you with me or against me?
All of this is good stuff. We will publish this newspaper. And we can get a free clipper to start our new land. So we are going to send our clipper north, and we're going to send the flagship south.
It's hard to get ships.
Escort the ship.
We are lucky to have friends to help us.
So, because I know there's pirates here, they will not be immediately aggressive, but I want to, yeah, protect them anyway. Now, let's have a look. We have plantains, cotton, cocoa, corn, and coffee. So that's pretty good. And this island, yeah, this has a nice big area for a settlement. That is very good indeed. So if we settle this island and we settle this one, we have all the things we should need to provide our people with all the stuff they want. So I feel pretty good about that. I think we're going to settle this island. We're not going to muck about for too long. Yeah, this is going to be our main harbor. Or except, let's see, we have sugarcane, cotton, cocoa, coffee, and tobacco. Tobacco, do we have that somewhere? Actually, we do not have tobacco. That is a bit of a problem. Tobacco is something we are going to need at some point. And what is this? We have, of course.
Boats with treasure.
And he has a schooner. This is one of the smallest ships in the game.
Attention for the Admiral.
Yeah, okay. Well, I think we're still going to settle this island, because this is a nice big building area for a town, and we have space for farms and the various little, not islands, but the spaces in between the river, I think. We can see what else is happening, but for now, I think we are going to put a cut in here, because we've been playing for a while already. Now again, if you want your name in the game, this will be a grand opportunity to do so, because we are going to have a new settlement pretty soon, and I can name the settlement after you. Alright, so let's have a look. What's going on? We have 127 tons of iron. Of iron ore, actually. This is working. Yeah, we could actually go for a second of these steelworks, because we will definitely need it to keep up with the production of everything. We could fit it in there. Yeah, because they're not going to get it from... Yeah, we can build it over here, I suppose, or put it over here. They can still reach... We'll build it there. They can reach the warehouse. That's fine. But we need to up our game for the production of this stuff. And also for bricks, I think we only have the one. Yeah, we do. So that's another thing that we should probably increase, and we are going to do that immediately. We have the workers, after all, and we definitely do need the materials, and we're in the positive. So let's spend some money. Need one of those. 2 of these. And another small warehouse. Alright. That is good stuff. And we are still in the positive, so that is excellent stuff. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys for whatever video I do next.
Raised a settlement.